staying with us. The Bibb County Sheriff's Office has battled deputy shortages for years. In 2022, the Sheriff's Office started offering part-time deputy jobs in an attempt to address the lack of officers.
But as the county attempts to hire and retain deputies, Sheriff David Davis says they're facing an ongoing challenge. Nearby law enforcement agencies offering a higher starting pay. Maggie Fitzgerald joins us in studio tonight after talking with the sheriff. And Maggie, what can you tell us about the current status of the patrols?
Frank and Lori, Sheriff Davis tells me his patrols remain understaffed. Nearly 100 full-time deputies and 250 part-time. But he'd like to double that. He says it's a challenge he's faced for years, long before the sheriff's office began welcoming part-time deputies. But he says that's actually where the office has seen the most growth.
We're short. We continue to work short.
For more than a decade, the Bibb County Sheriff's Office has served Macon-Bibb County as its single law enforcement agency since consolidation. Yet keeping the agency well-staffed remains one of its biggest challenges.
Our pay is commensurate with anybody around. I would disagree with anybody that says it's not.
Competitive deputy pay and response time are two commonly raised issues that have shaped the public view of the agency overall. It's negative for the most part, is what I've gathered.
It is, and I think it takes the public a while to catch up, the perception to catch up with reality. And one of our benchmarks, and I know everybody talks about it, is the response time. 196
part-time deputies were hired in 2024 compared to 34 full-time recruits. And out of the 34 hired, they lost 40 overall.
The jail is still short of full-times, but we have the part-times that sort of supplement. Patrol, certainly we could use more.
Davis says that's due to retirement or deputies leaving to go somewhere else. Agencies like the Warner Robins Police Department start non-certified recruits at $25 per hour. That's compared to Macon-Bibb's current $19.56 an hour.
I'm trying to get them in the door at a certain salary. And Warner Robins is eating our lunch every day.
With Davis tracking a consistent net loss over the last few years, he wants to increase the salary in 2025.
Non-certified deputies up, I'd love to get them up to 25 an hour, but if we could get them up to at least, 24, 20, 25 an hour, somewhere along in there, just walking in the door, that's going to be a significant draw.
And this week will mark almost a year since Sheriff Davis sent a letter over to Mayor Miller requesting a 6% increase for his current and future deputies. While it was approved last year, Davis says he wants to ensure full-time deputy pay remains competitive with other departments in Central Georgia. Back to you.
Thanks, Maggie. Macon-Bibb County also issued incentive bonuses to more than 400 public safety employees this week. The bonuses are intended to help keep veteran workers in Bibb County. An increase in staffing could also help with problems at the Bibb County Jail. Sheriff Davis has admitted staffing played a role in the escape of 4 inmates in 2023. Only 7 guards were on duty that night, and 3 of them only worked part of the shift.
New jails sort of factor that in, where they make more efficient use of staffing, to where you don't need as many people to run those facilities now as what you did 40 years ago.
Sheriff Davis also said a failing jail facility played a factor in the escape. Leaders could fund a new jail if voters approve the 2025 SPLOST. Early voting begins January 24th and runs through March 14th. Election Day is March 18th.
At the Fulton County Jail, state lawmakers are hoping a new bill would relieve overcrowding. Last week, a Senate committee advanced a bill that allows the Fulton County Sheriff to use the City of Atlanta's jail for no more than the cost of maintaining it. It comes after Sheriff Pat Labatt entered a court-enforceable agreement with the Department of Justice in an attempt to improve the jail's conditions. Fulton commissioners and the sheriff have long wanted to acquire that jail, but Atlanta Mayor Andre Dickens said he won't transfer the jail to the county. The bill has a long way to go before it becomes law.
Leaders also looking to improve Georgia's prison system. Last month, Governor Kemp announced $300 million in upgrades for state facilities. His announcement came after a private consulting firm released its assessment of prisons across the state. If passed, the investment would put a total of $600 million on the table over 2 fiscal years. It would be one of the biggest spending contributions toward public safety since the governor took office. The list recommends measures to boost staff, upgrade facilities, and install new safety enhancements. Specific plans including recruiting more than 300 new correctional officers, raising worker salaries to improve retention, and updating training modules.